And we're back. And I'm Blue. I'm still your trip sitter. I'm here with some homies, some really awesome homies that I met through my festival adventures. And I thought it was like, honestly, like what a better thing to do than bring everybody together that I've met in like
Hell yeah.
these past few years, to like tell these stories of how we met. And I feel like, I don't know, raving just creates connections. And I feel like we we like bond.
Community.
We bond, literally. It creates community, and we bond through not the most ideal situations, you know.
But they're always fun at least.
It's kind of beautiful the way
fun.
it comes together, though.
It really does, honestly.
It creates a cult.
I mean, if we get deep in it. I'm done. So I guess, okay, I was gonna start off by like, I guess kind of going first in a way. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of like a background of like how I started working festivals in the first place and how like this became my life and how my life became a party and how every day is a movie. But basically, I got this really dope opportunity to vent at Space Park when it first opened, like right in the beginning stages of it opening.
R.A.P. Space Park.
Rest in peace, forever in our hearts.
Forgot.
And side note, since I was like really little, I've always just like, my dad raised me on like classic rock and like Pink Floyd, Zeppelin, all of that. So I was just always obsessed with like Woodstock vibes and like festivals. And I was like, I don't know what's going on here, but I just want to be a part of it. And like, I remember the first festival I ever went to was like Reggae Fest. And like, people were just passing these gigantic joints around. And like, I remember I was like younger, like 11, 12, 13, 14.
Oh my god.
I started smoking at 11.
Damn.
Crazy lore.
Putting me to shame.
But I remember like watching this one girl that was vending and she had like a bunch of tapestries hanging up in her booth and it just looked crazy. And I was just like, oh my God, I love this. So fast forward to being at Space Park and then seeing what I now know as Moki's bus and being like, holy shit, there's a hippie bus. Like, it was just such a vibe. I felt like, wait, life is like lifing so hard right now. Like, it's a dream. And then I got this really dope opportunity to start vending at Factory Town. When it first opened.
Rest in peace, Factory Town.
Tino Shade. But
The Insomniac takeover.
Oh my God.
Wait. Boys.
This is the inside baseball guy. Come on.
Inside lore. But yeah, so I got this dope opportunity to vend at Space Park, and I remember like one of my craziest, earliest memories was Get Lost. So this was like Miami Music Week, and it was like a whole week. It was like a whole week. You already know how it goes, but it was just like every single day was an event at Factory Town. And I remember by Get Lost, it was like my third day, and Get Lost was a 48-hour party. So I was not going home. And I was looking around at like my other vendor friends, and everybody had like their little setup, like, you know, like a little hammock or like a couch or something to like vibe out. And I just had my table and some chairs and like some really good homies. And I remember during Get Lost was when I met Roman.
What an iconic time.
Literally, I met Roman and I remember looking around and I was like, how is everyone awake right now?
It's
Drugs.
There's something.
And I was like,
warrior
so this
spirit.
is what we're doing.
It was snowing in Miami.
There's something, you know, about like being stuck with somebody for 48 hours that really, like, you know, gets a friendship going.
It
I
really
would
does.
hope
That would make some kind of bond.
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I would
Listen,
hope, right?
48 hours straight, no sleeping, you can't go home.
Like,
start
you
telling
can't
people
come
your
back
life
from that.
story,
You
and
can't
you're-
come
you're in
back
a
from
fugue
that.
State. You know, you're like, yeah, of course, I've known you my whole life.
Instant besties.
Like that's
Actually, like
honestly,
we
that
became
just
instant
hit me.
besties.
That's why the conversations at the afters go so hard because you're so cooked that it just gets to that.
It's being cooked with someone, and that's when you really know them.
That's when you bond.
That's
high
when you
key.
know them.
That's when the true like them comes out.
Absolutely, you can't
There-
front.
There's no filter.
No, yeah.
It's just
This
them.
person is burned to a
They're
crisp.
raw,
No, and at that point, there's no judgment. Let's be honest. There's no judgment.
We all know what's going on.
9 a.m. full sunrise at the afters in the kitchen.
Oh,
Fucking dead.
Which time?
But
Yeah,
to wrap it in a bow, And then after that, I remember I worked my first 3 points, which I also trip and fell into an opportunity to volunteer for Moki Baby through a very awesome friend of mine. And then she decided to, she like offered me the opportunity to like work during 3 points on the bus. And I remember I got to watch the Marias off the bus with my homies and like
That was
I candy
a fun
flipped
night.
for the first time with
That
them.
was
It just
beautiful
ended up
time.
happening, but it was my first 3 points. And it was like honestly like such a fucking core memory. And like through working for Moki, I got connected with Tiger, who's like the love of my life actually. And yeah. So I literally met all of you through this like crazy adventure. So
Every
anyway,
single journey, yeah.
literally on every single fucking
Somehow these paths converged. You know?
And now we're here to tell you our craziest festival stories. So I'm gonna let Tiger go first.
This is daunting. It's daunting.
It's daunting.
I hope everyone can follow this story up because this is kind of a weird one. I wanted to pick the least offensive story that we wouldn't get sued on. So
Real.
let's just say for a couple years, I used to work at like a festival food vendor who shall not be named, but they do a lot of the bigger fest and they do a larger one that happens in Miami. We can say the name, right, of the fest?
Sure.
It was
We already name
Ultra.
dropped.
It was Ultra a few years ago. And I won't
sets the
say the
scene.
restaurant I was working with out of respect for the situation, but essentially we had what I could only refer to as like a act of God occur, where like it was like a locust swarm happened. Maybe like the first day of the festival. If you were at this Ultra a couple years ago, like you'll know what I'm talking about.
Wait, sorry, what year was that?
Maybe it was like 4 years ago now.
Is that the one they did on Key Biscayne, like the bridge?
No, it was like maybe right after they came back from Key Biscayne. They were just allowed in Bayfront Park again, and everyone was so nervous about going back into Bayfront Park. And like the first or second day there, we get hit by a swarm of mayflies, and like I've actually never been in a scenario like
That
this
was
where
God
like
punishing us.
all the food vendors are like running and screaming. Like we had like a large oven and like mayflies are flying in and out of the oven on fire and landing inside the food. And we have all these pizzas in front of us and the mayflies are landing inside the pizza and they're still alive. And people are still asking for them. And we're trying to close, but no.
sounds like a scene
This
out
is
of
how
the Bible.
crazy Ultra is, where people go to Ultra and they still ask for food even if there's bugs in it. And I'm begging people, I'm like, I can't tell you this. I legally can't tell you this. I watched a guy take a big bite into a slice of pizza covered in mayflies, and he said, it's fine, it's protein. And they were alive in his teeth. Alive in his teeth. And it literally lasted maybe 10 minutes, and then they just dissipated and never came back. And I worked Ultra years before and after that, and it never happened again. I have no idea why that occurred, but just the visual of like maybe like the entire main stage of Ultra swarming of mayflies and people screaming for help was awesome and horrifying.
That sounds awesome.
Honestly,
That's my
That guy.
that's my PG story.
Whenever the apocalypse comes, that guy's making it. That's
No,
all
he-
I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
That guy is.
He's willing to eat bugs.
It was the mayflies on fire that got me.
did not care. Oh my god.
It's protein.
Moral of the story: insects are extra protein.
They are.
Thanks, guys.
Who's next? Here. Tag. Duck, duck, goose.
Oh boy.
Man, where to start? I don't know. Rave stories. There was that one time we had to kick the guy off the bus. We're trying to climb onto the roof.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Do you remember
God.
that guy? Oh my god, trying to like.
That's crazy because I had another guy that almost tried to fight me. Well, he was trying to fight me,
Oh
but
my god.
tell this story.
Yeah, no, just we were working the bus, and this man just starts coming on the bus like bad mouthing Mogi and like trying to sell drugs on the bus. And then I'm like, yo, dude, you can't do that here. You kind of got to get out. Nah, whatever. Leaves. Tries to come back in and tries to climb onto the roof of the bus. And it's just like, dude, you got to get the hell out of this bus. I don't want to have to call security. Like, I'm just trying to work this event, watch this show from here. We can all just be chill. Bro, we literally had to call security on his ass to like, nah, dude, you're fucking out of this festival. Like,
Was that the guy with the crown?
the guy with the crown, literally, the guy with the crown. It's just like you thought I wasn't gonna see you in a robe and a fucking king crown. Like, my guy.
That's insane.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait. So you're telling me fucking Burger King tried to sell drugs on the
Burger
bus?
King tried to sell weed on the bus. It was
Christ.
Like
great.
the Burger King.
I was like, sir, this is a Wendy's.
can't have
Like, you
that.
can't do that here.
Yeah.
You can't do that here.
Sorry, this is Waffle House.
You've come to the wrong place.
I think the most special thing about the bus is everyone has been traumatized by it at least once.
I think everyone, yeah.
Like it's such a safe place, but also you see
It's
some,
home.
yeah,
Like,
It can go 0 to 100 real quick in there.
so fast.
yeah.
I'm gonna repeat. I caught COVID 3 times in the weed bus at Space Park.
What?
God.
Can we bleep that?
Dox it, red fine.
I will bleep it.
3 times.
3 times
That's just crazy.
Yeah.
And then they closed the weed bus.
You know, it's in the air. You're smoking.
Yeah.
What are you supposed to do?
If you get on the weed bus, you deserve to get COVID. Like, I'm sorry.
You take it at your own
You know what
risk.
you signed up for. Let's be honest.
I can't disagree with how many joints that were just publicly passed around.
Yeah.
It's like a
That's what it
communal
is,
thing.
though.
It's bound to
Yeah.
happen. You know.
It really is, especially just sharing joints in general. I feel like.
That's the beauty of
You
it.
know
It's
what?
communal.
It's the risk you
like-
have to take. You know?
Listen,
about you,
get COVID,
Andy?
we all get COVID.
I think the craziest thing I ever saw at a rave was my second rave ever. I was 19. This was like 2 weeks after my first rave at 3 Points.
Young boy.
I was just hanging out with my friends, and we're there taking a break. And then
I
all of a
probably took
sudden
you to
this
this
girl-
one.
No, it was at Hocus Pocus. So
Oh
that-
my God. Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Factory town.
this story.
And then this girl just walks by us, and then I'm not sure. I don't remember which person called this girl over, and all of a sudden she just came over and they started making out, and I was like
The bumblebee?
the bumblebee girl.
Came
The
on her
bumblebee.
own.
Whether she came out, I don't remember. Okay, but they started making out, and then she left, and then she came back, and then my other friend,
Who shall remain nameless?
yeah, who is anonymous and is not here. at
Definitely
all.
not.
She came back over, and then they started making out again, and then all of a sudden, both my friends started making out with her, and they were both calling me over to.
Was
make
she
out
not
with
sitting
her.
on your lap?
I don't remember.
Do
she,
it-
no, I don't
do-
think she was sitting on my lap.
I-
She
it's
was sitting on
possible.
somebody's
The
lap.
person sitting, the person who is nameless does kind of remember her sitting on your lap.
It's
If
me.
I
I'm
could-
nameless. I'm also gay, but I was making out with a woman.
Like I'm like
Happy
shy.
Pride.
I'm like shy and nerdy.
That's also very gay. What are you talking about?
She was sitting on somebody's lap, making out with me and feeling up on him.
Yeah. Well,
And then it
I didn't say
flipped.
that was who it was.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I'm pretty sure she was sitting on your lap.
I don't remember this. Okay.
This
But-
may
You
or
were
may
the
not-
most sober of all of us.
Look, I still don't remember this part. Okay, it was many years
Not
ago
you
at this
outing
point.
everybody, Jimmy.
Like, how do we get on this part of the story?
We're all sober now.
It's the nature of.
We become
it's the nature of
adults.
the festival.
It's like, be honest.
Sorry.
But yeah, so then they started calling me over to make out with her also, and I'm like super shy and like nerdy, and I'm like, I don't want to do this. So I was
He
just
said, "I'm
standing there,
scared."
like,
Dork.
standing there like, oh,
Not-
okay. I mean, I'll just watch.
Not us traumatizing.
I'll paint you guys. That's what I say.
And this is when everyone learned Andy is a cuck.
You know, I mean,
They make the chair in the hotel rooms for you on this.
hey man, look, I'm not gonna join into people's parade. You know, they're having fun, they're doing their thing. So
We love
I'll watch.
consensual vibes.
Yeah,
There we go.
Consent is sexy,
and
yeah.
I'll just say it's not the last time this happened. Like someone's making out in front of me, I'm just standing there awkwardly watching.
You know,
At least use the cuck chair.
Nick, what does Nick have to say about this?
Honestly, I feel like we keep coming back to 3 Points and the bus.
But truly.
And just in general.
The bus is just
communal
everything.
space. It's just when people
It's
like
the
that
same-
around
So-
each other.
And like kind
It's
of
safe
backing
haven.
off of what you said about like your candy flipping experience. So last year at that 3 Points, I also did candy flip for the first time. And I was at Justice, and my group of friends were at another stage, like by where the bus was. And so whatever, like I'm candy flipping and like starting to hit. And like my friends keep texting me, hey, we're at the bus. And like we're literally 2 stages apart. I keep looking around and I keep texting him, dog, there's no bus here. Like, I don't see a bus, so I don't know where you're at. I'm having a great time right now, but I don't know where y'all are at. And, like, it got to a point where, like, yeah, it started to hit real bad. Like, they had these, like, white squares flashing on screen.
White square?
No, like, literally white, like, LED panels flashing on screen. And as I was looking up, like, it was, like, white, and it started separating into red, green, and blue.
Oh, God.
And I look over to my husband, and I was like, hey, I think I need to go sit down for a second.
Such
And
a
then-
shared experience.
And then, like, okay, I go sit down for a sec. I'm, like, trying to put myself together. And I pull out, like, my phone to see the schedule of, like, all right, like, what's next, though? And I see that, like, Arca is up next. And I was like, listen, if you don't pull it together for her and get your shit together, make it to her set, like, I was going to punish myself for this. That's literally what pulled me out of it. And I was like, I need to get up, get some water, and make it to her set. Because otherwise, like, this is not happening. I did that. I showed up. And, like, as soon as I get to her set, I see two of my friends from, like, the local scene in the industry. Bro, like, the wave of relief that hit me as soon as I saw them. And they look at me and they're just like, we're on a lot of shrooms. And I was like, oh, thank God. Okay, someone's on my vibe. We can all just kind of vibe here together.
Surviving.
But that was something different. Yeah, I've never had to, like, pull myself together like that for an artist before. Like, my husband was looking at me like, Papa, you're sweating bullets right now. Like, I was going through
I
it.
don't know, bro. That first 3 points we went to, you were sauced. You were sauced.
Yo, that shit was great, though. I had such a good time. I just
Don't-
remember coming out of every stage and coming to the middle and being like, that felt like a video game level.
It
We
was
just
like,
came
we
out
just
as
got
something
transported
else.
to another dimension again, like to another
Bro, I
world,
thought it was a
like-
different day.
Stay soft.
Don't forget the time that you and Roman got 86 from space.
We don't talk about that.
Right when your
my God,
parking
no.
ended.
No. Red card.
Wait, what is this?
Stop
What is
that.
this?
Clarify for a second, because we did not get 86. We just got kicked
No,
out.
we
for
were
that night.
kindly escorted because our parking was over.
And they all they said was have a good night,
Yeah,
and
exactly,
we left
and we left like
respectfully.
gentlemen.
Yeah, and they
Exactly.
took
Have
you,
a
they took you
good
to the
night.
back
It
route
was
for
full
fun.
sunrise.
They took us on the elevator
They meant
because
well.
they knew our knees couldn't handle the stairs.
Oh my god.
But
Yeah.
they were not having that.
Listen, I've been raving since I was 14, so
You have to at least once, you know?
Degenerate.
thanks.
I'm dead.
Also, PSA, respect the club staff, even if they are not
Oh,
the
always.
bartenders or security, because at Space, cleaning crew will 86 you.
That's so awesome.
I just
should-
like that's just
they
in
should.
general, bro.
Those
Like
people-
those people have the hardest half fucking jobs. They gotta push
Honestly,
through
the
like
things
people
they
who
have
are
to do.
cooked as fuck.
1000%.
They
Yeah.
do, but I have
Especially, like,
watched
you
them
think at, like,
86 somebody.
The 36-hour like closing parties, like, bro, I can't even imagine walking through that
I
and like
just wanna
having to
catch
do my
hands with
job.
everybody. Especially like sober, I'm assuming.
Correct.
I don't have enough
I
ibuprofen in the
hope so.
world for 36 hours.
The next interview needs to be with one of them because I feel like they have good stories.
Oh my god.
I'll save that in the journal.
High key, yeah. Like,
You guys also inspired me to maybe do it on the bus.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it's a good place to do it,
Yes,
bro.
the bus. would
what has
be-
this place taught
Sure,
us?
all the people who go through that bus, who wander in there, have
The
such good
things
stories.
that I've done on this bus.
Could
It's
probably
not
write a
always good
book.
stories, but they
out of
definitely all
that.
have stories.
Yes, yeah.
I'm sure everyone has a story on the like. I actually like going back to the bus. We actually have a paramedic friend who was working 3 Points a couple years, and when Space Park was a thing, they had the bus there, and I remember we went with him one time just to go and like dance, have a good time. And as soon as we walked in, he saw the bus. He was like, "I fucking hate that bus." He's like, "You know how many people I've had to kick off the roof and tell him like, you gotta get down, you can't be up there." He's like, "I hate that bus."
The Burger King?
My favorite thing though was like that meme that came out that was like, imagine getting fingered here.
I need to know who that was about. I need to know if it was a specific person. Who are you? Why?
How did we not see this happening too? I'm like, I'm blaming us.
Wild.
Nah,
No.
that's freak points
Honestly,
right there.
I'm so surprised I didn't catch that.
The amount of people
freak
that have been on
points
that,
right
like,
there.
I can't even begin to process why you would do that. Actually.
That's freak points.
Daddy?
Jimmy. Goose.
My craziest story has to be when I went to Afters for Movement Detroit.
Can I hit somebody's vape?
on command, I'd like to show everybody. Just
Love that.
Movement Detroit, it was Leland, which is an abandoned hotel turned into a club.
Ay, Dios mío.
Love that.
My friend Natalie and I, shout out Natalie, love you. We sat on a couch, and the guy immediately, "You sat on our dog." What? It was an imaginary dog, but I was in full gear,
Oh my
mask
God.
and tail. The next morning,
He sent me his nudes
Oh my god.
on Grinder.
No.
Not on Grinder.
Not on.
It's just trashy.
The community knows.
Grinder is
No
trash.
No shade.
We made fun of him all morning, but we did not see him at Leland the next night.
Just like, what else do you do?
You shamed him out of Leah. I mean,
Small.
that's funny as hell.
Do we have any like crazy rave stories together?
am
mean,
a
I'm
crazy
sure we
rave
do.
Well, okay.
Jimmy actually is.
I
I love this.
we could tell a story. I just don't know how much trouble we're gonna get in for telling it. But the first time Blue and I ever got to do a event together at Factory Town was 420
For 3 joints?
for 3 joints.
love 3 joints.
And Blue got in a kind of serious accident before 3 joints, and
Oh my
she was
God.
pretty. She
I
literally,
fell off a motorcycle.
she dead ass could not walk. But she had like the opportunity to like vend on the bus, so we were like, okay, we have to make this work.
I was
So
committed.
we like spent like 4 to 8 hours together, like sourcing stuff from craft stores, like me literally driving her around and like moving her around like wheelchair style on this like crazy ass mission. Yeah, I weekend at Bernie'd her just so we could like hustle out on like the bus basically. And you know, like there's things that are sold at Factory Town and other places that is legal in some ways, and I think we're all 420 friendly here, so we're gonna leave it at
I
that.
love the earth.
Can I tell this story? Like I'm like scared.
Yes, because it's not you.
I mean, yeah.
Well, okay, so of us on the bus when
People like you
David
guys.
came on.
Maybe not.
I know, I'm like scared. Like I have stories of us together. I just don't know like what I can tell that we won't get in
That
trouble
was still
for.
a good story.
Whatever. Oh yeah. So basically, we called a medical professional, and they told her she should not work the event. And she did it anyways because she's a boss ass
We
bitch.
respect the commitment
Literally
here.
bleeding and like just selling her little crafts on the bus.
And our little install ended up being like one of the main photos of the event.
It was
that's
sickening.
sick.
I, you know what, committed to the vibe.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I saw your little store is like, it was honestly amazing. 'Cause you have all these like different like cute little knickknacks, and you have all these, you know, you just decorate it and you do so like so nice on it. So
Honestly,
like, whatever
even
I do-
even at 3 joints, like your booth was definitely a highlight. Not only because you found our blunts, but like because, but also because your booth was just
No,
a
but
I'm
highlight.
so glad you came up to me too and said they were yours because we were about to smoke them.
I would have been like, you should
Sample,
at least have
like-
taken one high key as a little
Yeah,
tip.
we were
Thank you.
blessed, but I was like, nah, I can't do that to y'all. Like if they were just blunts in the wild, I think everybody would agree that we would smoke them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've done.
Hold
I've
on.
done
What
so-
kind of blunt in the
exactly,
wild? Like.
finders keepers, right?
Absolutely.
But also shout out to the frog plushie you keep in your tent
Yes.
because Blue is part
To
of our
honor the
cult.
sapitos.
Yeah.
But truly,
The gang.
This is our cult icon.
truly.
No,
This
icon.
boy.
So to circle around, our frog cult started because in a sea of black hats and hair at 3 points, little Andy boy was wearing a bright green frog hat.
I love that frog.
It's the only way we found him.
It is.
I have to put a
That's the-
picture of the plushie that I have though, like the frog plushie.
It's right
gonna
here.
be right here.
Right here.
You're gonna see it.
It's right here. We'll do it in post.
And then the following weekend, what was it, Hocus? Some
Yeah,
bullshit.
I think it was Hocus actually. Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
was Hocus. So we all bought frog hats in different colors, but Andy remained his green, and that is the only reason the two groups found each other.
It
Truly.
made it so easy, but now everyone wears them. I feel, you know, they're so.
I
Like,
know.
like,
But there was like
The
there was
originator.
that
There was an
window.
era.
There was a window where it was just us.
There was
a
an
bunch of
era.
Us and our little freaks in our hats, and it was great.
There was like 3 weeks. What are you talking about? I started a full ass
I said
cult.
there was like time.
no, it was more than 3 weeks. It was
Yeah, yeah. There we had months.
Yeah.
Like
It was a
that
few
shit-
months.
Yeah, that
It was
shit
a few
went on
months
for a
as it
while,
grew.
Okay,
bro.
fine. All right,
We
we'll
did
take a
so
few
many
months.
events, like.
Yeah, back to back.
Yeah, y'all were back to back to back for a minute.
But
It's funny too because when I finally started raving, like Roman decided to retire. I was like,
Because he's an old Cuban man.
I was like,
You
okay,
know.
fine. I guess I'll just rave by
then-
myself, and then I would just like link up with Jimmy.
Back starts hurting, the knees start hurting.
back and body hurts, baby.
Flashback
Get the
to me
fuck up.
passed out behind her table.
What time is it? Okay, y'all. Okay. almost there. But
Fully passed out behind
Yeah,
her
so
table at
if-
Factory Town.
I think that if anyone ever goes to a festival where you're working, they need to see your
Absolutely.
installation. It's
The one thing I
Thank
always
you.
It feels so nice. It feels so safe, and you're such a kind soul that like you're one of the people that you need to meet.
You can
You're
tell
so
you put a lot of
cute.
work into it too,
honestly.
just by like
Like-
pulling up. It's
I
like,
like
yo,
being a trip sitter. I feel like like
that's
what
what
I
it gives.
noticed?
That's what it
Yeah.
gives. Yeah.
Thank you. That's what I feel like it's funny because like since we've had like the whole story in this point, even with the Moki bus when I had like my bus mom era, I always felt like like come aboard the bus. I'm your trip sitter. This is Blue, which is literally exactly what I was doing. So I'm just like really inspired by, like the vibes. But I love being able to like. Now that I have like a little lounge area, I feel like I can really like, like everything comes through. And I've noticed too, like when people get to Factory Town or something, like they'll be like, oh, let's meet up at Mystic Thrift.
Yeah.
absolutely.
So it makes me so
Absolutely.
happy,
It's such a nice, like, it's such a nice spot. Like you.
It's like
Shout out Mystic Thrift
Shout out
by
Mystic
Ms.
Thrift.
Blue.
Love y'all.
No, and like it also reminds me, like I don't know if y'all were around for that, but like, do you guys remember ambient rooms at raves? Nobody remembers that. Might be-
Yes.
Okay, thank you. It's one person. Okay, but usually there was like an ambient room where like everyone would straight up just go and like lay down
just
and chill,
vibe.
and like your booth kind of gives that.
That time at 3 joints where everyone was passed out on the beanbag chairs at
The ambient
Cypress End,
stage? Yeah.
which is Cypress End is the same stage as Space Park. They literally just moved it over,
it is.
That's good.
and the vibe with it.
Glad they kept the tradition. Because the Space Park was really nice, The fake
R.I.P.
grass.
Space Park.
Truly.
So I feel like we're nearing the end of our journey here, at least right now. But I did want to say that I'm so grateful that I met you guys on this journey. But one of the biggest things I wanted to talk about too, which is what I love the most about like, I guess community, but also just like the things that happen when we're at these events and like festivals, those priceless moments, like the synchronicities that like link up, And I also feel like we all kind of met in a really like synchronistic way. And I love that. But the last little story that I have, this was actually like recently. It was like the most plur thing I feel like that I've experienced. When I was at Forbidden Kingdom, a friend of mine that I also met through doing these events, Amy, she apparently had texted me like, hey, are you at FK? Like, I want to meet up with you. But my phone had died. I didn't see the message. But whatever, I'm like on my journey, I'm walking, whatever. And then like I pull up and I run into Amy and I say hi to her. And then she looks at me, she's like, dude, I just texted you. And it didn't go through. And I was like, what the fuck, where's Blue? And I was like, hi, like I'm right here, like you called me. And she's like, no, I swear to God, like I manifested you, like I just texted you. And she showed me and she did. And she traded candy with me, which was such a special moment. But she gave me like the first perler necklace that she made, and it was like a castle. And I have like another day I'll tell you what that meant for me, like spiritually and synchronistically. But I traded her with this candy that meant so much to me that I actually found on the floor at this other event when I was like raving by myself. And I was like, damn, I really wish I had like a raving buddy right now. And I looked on the floor next to me and there was like a candy bracelet that said, I can feel you. So I gave her
Real
that
ravers
one.
recycle.
I love
Literally,
that.
I gave her that one, and it was such a special
That's
moment.
crazy.
That's
It
beautiful.
was truly like such a special moment. So yeah, just that's to kind of like commemorate like what it means to me to like know all of you and like have all of our little memories and like even like I feel like our best memories too are like on the bus, but like after hours, not even when we're
my
like
God.
Oh,
raving.
us like out of our
Really?
mind
Those-
working
Not
on some of
after
these
hours
projects.
disco bus.
Maybe
And
next
those are
time we do
stories
production
We
stories.
can't tell, but we'll save it for the next one.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to have like a comeback episode where we like just
I'm
keep
down.
going. I
I'm
feel
here
like we
for
just
this.
have lore forever.
We've scratched just the surface. Like
We actually
This
did.
isn't
like,
even
there
like a
was-
fraction of the stories I
This
have.
was
Yeah,
not, like, yeah, this was just.
I just need to know what I'm allowed to say.
But true.
We'll revisit.
Yeah, it's that too.
we'll get the phrasing down.
We will get progressively more unhinged, but professionally correct.
Jimmy literally said drugs within the first like 30
30
seconds.
seconds. Red flag banned.
Like, okay. Well, but honestly, that was a good icebreaker. Anyway,
I have no shame.
I love y'all. Thanks for
Love you
being
too.
here.
We love you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for
It's
hosting us,
an honor,
Blue.
But yeah, stay tuned for your next episode and more shenanigans.
Hell
And I'm
yeah.
gonna try to do more stuff like this. I feel like.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
We're talking about